I'm Jolene Wynn, and this is the Porn Addict's Wife podcast, episode number 250, Thoughts You Think About Yourself. If your husband is struggling with a pornography problem and you want some help with it and you are not finding the resources that you like, you are in the right place. My name is Jolene Wynn. I am a certified life coach. I am an active member of the LDS faith, and I am the wife of a former porn addict. And on this podcast, I am going to share with you the tools that you need in order to start your healing journey. This is where I'm going to show you how to dive deep into intentional living, how to rekindle connection with your spouse, how to manage all that emotional turmoil that you're feeling, how to break the addiction cycle that you have to your husband's addiction, and tell you all of the ways to do that and start healing. I am so glad that you're here, and I can't wait to get started. Let's go. Hello, my ladies. How are you? I hope you guys had a great week. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a while because I had recorded my last episode early. As you guys know, I went out of town. Did I tell you guys this? If you follow me on Instagram, you can, at Jolene Wynn Coaching. I was out of town. My husband's grandpa passed away, and so we went out of town for a funeral unexpectedly, and then we just came back, and the funeral was amazing. It was beautiful, and so it's a sad reason to gather, but it's also a beautiful experience to gather with family at that time. So I'm really, really grateful that we were able to go. My husband and I, with our 5 kids, we flew out to Idaho for the funeral, and then we just got back, and his parents came out here, and my parents came out here, and my sister came down, and my niece was here, and my son Maverick got baptized into our church. In our church, you get baptized when you're 8. And so he had his birthday on Saturday, just, 2 days ago, and got baptized into our church. And it was such a beautiful little thing. For my kids, I have always had them kind of plan what they want it to be like, right? Like, okay, do they want to have somebody talk, and what do they want them to talk about? So Maverick chose to have his sister, Scarlett, talk. She's 13. And it was just adorable. Like, it just felt so very like Maverick. And he turned 8, and he got a bunch of Star Wars Legos, and that's all he wanted. And we had ice cream cake, and it was beautiful and so fun. And I am so grateful to be chatting with you guys. I did want to let you guys know, I know that sometimes I say these at the beginning, and I don't know if any of you guys missed these or if you just scroll past them, which is also totally fine. But I am taking one-on-one clients now. I have set aside my Mondays for one-on-one clients, and I have 6 spots left. If you are interested in one-on-one coaching, you can just sign up online. You can join my program. My program is just $167 a month, and then you can add one-on-one coaching. And I do this for a reason. I want you to do group coaching as well, because there are benefits to both. But I know there are so many of you that really want the one-on-one attention and focus, and this is for you. I haven't done one-on-one coaching in years, and I'm so excited to be doing it again and quickly becoming, of course, my favorite thing to do ever. So I have that. If you guys have any questions, of course, you can go online, jolenewynn.com, go to the Work With Me tab. You can I'll put the link in the show notes as well, but you can look up all the details for the group as well as the one-on-one. You can sign up for a 3-month package of one-on-one coaching or a 6-month package. It's $300 a month. And then you can sign up and you can start going forward. This is where you and I will work one-on-one. Plus, you'll also get access. The group is where you'll get access to, or my coaching program is where you get access to the twice weekly group coaching calls in addition to the one-on-one, plus all of the video content. So that's another reason why you have to join the coaching program first, so that you can also get access to all of the video content as well as Slack. Slack is our private messaging app that enables you to message me at any time. So you get all of that when you join the group, and then we add the one-on-one. So excited about that. And I have to brag a little bit, you guys, the couples course is so fun and so amazing. The experiences and the feedback that I have had so far, we're now on week 3. This is week 3 of the couples course, the Porn-Free Marriage couples course, and it is sensational. The feedback has just been exceptional. I just get messages all day long about how everyone's husbands are enjoying this so much, everything they're getting out of it, the conversations that it has inspired between the two of them. And it has been so amazing to see each of these couples grow together and the work they're doing together. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the show notes as well for the wait list. If you would like to get on the wait list to know when I do the next round, then go ahead and sign up so that you can be the first to know. Okay, I want to talk today about what you guys think about yourselves, because this is something that I know so many of you struggle with, and you may not even know that you struggle with it. And it has been something that's been coming up a lot in coaching, and I wanted to bring it up here. And I'm going to go over 3 things that I see as some of the biggest hurdles that I want you guys to pay attention to, or red flags that can change, that can affect how you think or how you feel and how you experience yourself and your life. Okay. Number 1 is negative self-talk. This is something that when somebody first started saying it years ago, I heard someone in church. She was like, I struggle with negative self-talk. I was like, I do not have that. She's like, I'm always telling myself like, oh my gosh, you're so stupid. You're the worst. You can't do anything right. And that was what I was given as an example of negative self-talk. And some of you have that. Some of you, I would encourage you to take a look at, and just from a place of curiosity, how do I think about myself? What are the words that I use? And start writing them down. Take a note on your phone. Write down the thoughts that you have about yourself, right? When you mess up something, when you forget something, what is your first thought? Notice the way that you think about yourself. And it might sound more harsh, like this one friend that I had, how she was giving an example of you're so stupid. It might involve name calling, right? You're so stupid. You can't do anything right. You belittle yourself. You downplay your accomplishments. That can be all negative self-talk, but it wasn't something that I resonated with. That wasn't what my negative self-talk looked like. And I want to offer, for those of you who don't have the more obvious negative self-talk, that you start paying attention to other ways that are negative self-talk that may sound not quite so negative, so you might not even recognize that that's what's going on. And it comes in the form of shoulds or in the form of comparison. So for instance, it might be like, man, I shouldn't have done that. Or I can't believe I did that. Or I can't believe I yelled at my kids again. I'm the worst. Okay, I will say that was something that came up a bunch. I'm the worst. I can't believe I yelled at my kids. That was when my kids were little, and I really struggled with that. Or it might come in the form of comparison. This is a more sneaky way of negative self-talk, is, wow, she's so much better at that than I am. I could never do that. That's a huge one. Have you guys ever thought that? I get that comment a lot because I wear wigs and I have crazy hair and I have a very hippie bohemian style in how I dress. And every time I meet people or I talk to people, they're like, man, I could never shave my head like you do. I could never have your hairstyle. I could never wear that outfit. But you look great, right? Or something like that. And that is a very sneaky way of judging yourself, of having kind of a negative self-talk. I could never do that. You're comparing yourself to somebody else. Now, I especially want you to notice this, not only just in other areas of your life, maybe in how you dress, in your talents, in your mothering, in whatever area in work, in whatever area of your life you want to look at, but it would also encourage you to look at this emotionally, okay? Because one of the things that we do is we talk to ourselves negatively about where we are emotionally, especially in our healing process, okay? I shouldn't be struggling with this still, right? Okay? Or I can't believe this is still such an issue. I should have gotten over this a long time ago. Or why do I keep bringing this up? I'm the worst, okay? All that negative self-talk, I want you to start noticing it, again, just from a place of curiosity, so that we can start to change it. When you have a lot of negative self-talk running in the background subconsciously and you're not aware of it, then what happens is it creates a lot of negative emotion that you aren't aware you're even carrying around. A lot of worthlessness, a lot of self-judgment, a lot of negative self-perception that you don't need. And all it's doing is making what you're going through even heavier. It's just adding weight on top of what is already weighty enough. What you're going through, ladies, is already hard. We don't need to make it any harder, okay? And when we aren't aware of the thoughts running around in our head, they produce ripple effects that we don't know how they got there. I've talked about this before, where when you have a thought that's subconscious, then it creates a negative emotion that then we respond to in some way. Either we suppress it, or we react to it, we burst into tears, or we try to shove it down and power through, or we distract ourselves from it. No matter what we're doing with it, unless we're consciously aware of it and processing it, it's going to have a net negative effect in our lives. And that's what I don't want for you. So that's why this is so important to start becoming aware of, okay? Especially in regard to moving forward from your husband's pornography problem, because you can unintentionally and unknowingly be keeping yourself stuck, okay? The second thing that I want to offer that you become aware of in the thoughts that you think about yourself is judgment. We have so much self-judgment, and usually this comes in the forms of shoulds and shouldn'ts, okay? This can be kind of incorporated into negative self-talk. I just wanted to bring it up separately so that you can be aware of it itself. Self-judgment comes in so many different sneaky ways. A lot of it looks in shoulds and shouldn'ts of, I should already be past this. I can't believe I brought this up again. I shouldn't be doing this. I should be doing that. I should be further along. I shouldn't still be struggling with this because my husband is now working through his own stuff. All of those things. Anything that is a should or shouldn't is a judgment on where you are. When you are judging yourself for what you are thinking or feeling or doing, again, all it does is add another layer of emotion on top of what you're already trying to process, okay? It's unnecessary weight. It's unnecessary baggage. We don't need it. One of the things that I always want to offer is that instead of having judgment, you offer yourself compassion. This comes in especially as you guys have become more aware. If you've been listening to the podcast for a while, you've become more aware of your thoughts and feelings and actions. It can be very tempting to judge yourself for them. I can't believe I keep bringing this up. I shouldn't still be feeling this way. It's very tempting to want to judge yourself for the stuff that you become aware of. And I want to offer that the judgment is not necessary. No judgment required. It's something I always say to my clients. No judgment required. We don't need to judge. You don't need to judge yourself for your thoughts and feelings. Instead, I want to offer that you have compassion. And sometimes all we want to offer is recognition of it. And honestly, I said this with a client today. I was doing a one-on-one call with her this morning, and she became aware of an emotion that she had. One of her emotions was disbelief. And she was like, man, there's so much disbelief in here. We were processing this. And she's like, it just keeps coming up. And I said, of course, this emotion is there. Of course there's disbelief. Of course there's this much disbelief. And I know her well, so I know the thoughts that she has had over the months and the years of coaching that have created this. So of course this emotion is there. And I want to offer that you can borrow that thought. When you have thoughts or feelings that you become aware of and your brain wants you to judge yourself for them, then I want to offer instead you have compassion and also recognition. You can just say, of course this feeling is there. Of course this thought is here. Of course I've been thinking this. And it's not a problem. And it's only when we accept it and process it that then we can let it go and choose something else if we want to. But judging yourself for it is like a trap door. I always say this, self-judgment is like a trap door. It just locks everything in there longer. So if you notice yourself having a lot of self-judgment for your thoughts, for your feelings, for your actions, for your circumstances, I want to offer that you start recognizing what those are so that you can start erasing them. So you can start letting them go. Okay. And again, this takes some practice, and I can help you. If you come work with me, then I'll help you learn how to do this and see when you're judging yourself. Because again, sometimes it comes up in a really sneaky way, but a good clue is to look for the shoulds and shouldn'ts. Okay. The third thing that I want to offer today in thoughts that you think about yourself is to be aware of a subconscious or conscious timeline. This comes out especially in regards to healing, in regards to how far along you think you should be, is those kinds of thoughts. I shouldn't still be thinking this. You would think that after this many years of marriage, we would get it together. Or, man, it's been this long since I found out, or it hasn't been that long since I found out. Any kind of timeline that you have in your head, you will be constantly subconsciously comparing yourself to, and then you will be coming up short. You will think that something is wrong, and this is where self-judgment will come into play. When you have a subconscious timeline of, I should be past this sooner, I shouldn't still be struggling with this, we should have gotten this together a long time ago, or even if it's like, man, this is going to take a really long time to work through. Anytime you have any thought about a timeline, your brain is going to then use that as a way to judge your progress. okay? And it will never be enough, okay? You will always be thinking that you're behind, or that it's too slow, or that it's too hard, or you're not getting far enough, and your brain will always see that as evidence that you aren't going to make any progress, that you're stuck, that you're not moving forward, etc. And I want to offer that that's not true. I want to offer that there is no timeline, because time is completely arbitrary. You guys, we made it up. And if you didn't believe me about this, then listen to the fact that we had daylight savings this weekend. Ladies, that's completely made up. We made up time. It doesn't exist. We made it up. We even skipped an hour this weekend just because we wanted to. It is completely made up. You are making up a timeline in your head. And when you do that, then I just want to offer that you need to become aware of that, because then you're going to constantly be feeling like you're behind or lacking in some way, and it's not true. And when you have that feeling and those thoughts about yourself that you're lacking or behind, or that this is going to take forever, all that's going to do is create pressure and weight. And again, we don't need that. So I want to offer that you become aware of those 3 things. Start looking for that this week. Keep a note on your phone. Keep a note. Notice when your brain is thinking in timelines, in self-judgment, and watch the negative self-talk. All right, ladies, that's it for today. I love you guys so much. Come join me in coaching, and let's get you moving forward. And I'll see you guys next week on a brand new episode. So take care. All right, my lady, if you love what you're hearing on the podcast and you're ready to take it and apply it in your life to see a true transformation, then I want to invite you to come join my coaching program. Now is the best time, because I have just added an annual membership, so you can join for the lowest price ever. Get all the details on my website, jolenewind.com, and don't forget to sign up for a free consultation call with me today. We'll get on the call, we'll talk about where you are, what you're struggling with, and then we'll see what is the right fit for you and your budget. Again, go to my website, jolenewind.com, sign up for a call, and I'll see you there.